Hello guys, it's Denise here, Junk Journal Junkie, and I have sat down to film and I don't really know what I'm going to be doing with you guys. I have kind of worked myself into a corner on my desk so there's no room. I can't breathe, I can't move. So I've been doing some Etsy orders and some Etsy listing and unpacking all my things from the caravan, and I'm in a bit of a pickle. So hello and welcome to this crazy video. If you haven't been with me before, it's not always like this, I promise. But today's going to be one of those videos. So what I have unpacked is the autumn journal that I was making with the spare pages, the overprints. I printed a kit out from Nanine at Collage Type, 3 kits actually, but most of this is from one. Autumn or fall kits, and I've been making altered books and ephemera with them, and I am going to make a soft covered journal with the pieces, some of the pieces that I've got left over, and I've just, since I got home, dragged out some other pages that I'd like to fit into the journal. So it's my idea to get the pages cut and put this journal put together, ready for sewing, and to start making a cover for it, because I'd like to get it on Etsy before autumn is over. So excuse me because things are falling. I'm just going to use 2 pieces of scrapbook paper. It's not board, it's just really thick paper. I'm going to glue them together. I've done this many times. Cut them to the right size, sew them round, and then embellish them. So that's going to be a real easy cover. But let's get these pages to size first and decide what's going where. So for those of you that don't know, I have a printer that doesn't print to the edge, it always leaves me with a white border. So by the time I've cut down digital book pages or digital pages of any description, I always end up with, look, I've got a bit of a white border there, but I don't want to make that one any smaller. So I'm going to put some trim on that and decorate it up to hide it. I'll probably ink it and then trim it. So I end up with something not much more than a TN size journal. Bear with me. Yeah, so I've been having a conversation with Caroline, one of my subbies earlier in Canada. Hi Caroline. So that's 13 centimetres at its maximum by just over 20, so it's not a very big journal. And obviously she was saying that it looks quite organised, I think. I think like my filming setup is quite organised, and actually I am sat here with my arm and leg around the tripod, so it's not as organised as it normally looks. Right, so those are the papers that I've been through them many times with you. This is a page from a book, Victorian Garden or something, Henry Terry. I shared that with you a couple of videos ago. I made this video before last, I think. So this is from the kit. All I did was back it, and I've creased it on a scorer board. So that is a thin card, so that's going to go in as a page or some description. Then I've brought this, or 2 pages out of the Edith Holden, because it's got such lovely autumn pages in it that I'd like to get them in. Now they're nothing at all like the size I want for my book, and if I cut them down, yeah, I'm going to lose so much. So I've come up with a cunning plan, possibly. Is that the one that I wanted? I don't think that's the one I wanted, is it? Oh, that's the one I wanted. So it says it's the poem to autumn. I'd really like to keep it, because if you read it, it is all about autumn. It's really nice. So I was wondering if I folded it in half and made it a centre page so that you could actually read the whole poem in the middle. Yeah, and then they're still fairly pretty, aren't they? Obviously it's a very thin page, but I think if I just trimmed the edge, I think that would fit fine in there, so I'm going to give it a go anyway. Now this one I was going to make into an envelope. Is that the right way up? No, that's the right way up. Yeah, so I think I will do that. So you saw me do envelopes using up book pages. I think I'm going to fold that down. Last video, if you was watching, so it's nothing different to that. I will simply be sewing up the side and trimming. Yep, trimming the top. Don't want to push it too hard because I want to make sure it's square, but that's what I'll be doing with that. So, can't remember now if these fit in the chopper or not, although it does need some off the bottom because it was very long, wasn't it? I wonder how much I could take off. Let's try keeping the wording first. It should go in for that edge to come off now. It does. Take as little as possible. And if you saw me do the Edith Holden altered file folder journal following Tanya at Tatty Treasure, you'll have seen this book before, and it's a really old one, and it's got really dark yellow pages. It's beautiful, so it's going to go with these. Lovely. Yeah, so what we're looking like size wise, yeah, it's too big, so I'm going to have to, I really want to keep that at the top so it looks like I'm going to have to lose those words. Let's see if we can just keep berries. See what we're looking like now. Yeah, that's just right, and that's a good job because I've just about got the poem there as well, haven't I? So let's have a look. Oops. What it looks like. So it's very cold here today in the UK, and windy and raining. You can probably see I've finally broken out the jumpers. Where's my bone folder? I had it yesterday, didn't I? Yeah. So I've got lots of appointments and things to go to tomorrow, but I do hope that I'm going to get squared up round here a bit in the crafting area of my room. Let's have a look at it in the middle so that we can do some more fun things instead of working in a tiny bit. Do I like it? I do, but I'm not sure I want the pumpkin popping behind it, so we'll probably change what goes in the middle. But we've got all these put that on there till I make it. We've got all these pages that I've pulled out. So this is some handmade paper that I've had ages. You've probably seen bits of it before. I've got quite a bit of it. I cut a chunk of it to size yesterday, I think. I brought one page of my coffee dyed. I bought a book fly paper and 2 different coloured sheets of straw paper. So I'm thinking those in amongst these beautiful kit pages should make, oops, and we've got these, haven't we? Yeah, should make a really lush autumn journal. So I've got that one to size. I have, and that one's fine size wise, and I think that one is. Okay, so we've got those. Let's have a look what's going here then. Maybe I could use that just to measure roughly. So I want it about there. If I get it somewhere near it, it'll be easier to trim, but I want that nice dark piece of the, it's nearly all coffee dyed, it's nearly all brown. That's the bit I want in mostly. I'll have this machine out again. I'm going to work it today, but it will be lovely to have the pages already assembled to sew in as soon as the cover is done, which only needs gluing and stitching because I can embellish it once the signature's in. But we don't want very much off there at all. The bigger pages than I at first thought. If I'm measuring accurately. So that one's a bit bigger than that. So let's try it on the actual book pages. I mean, they can be a little bit bigger than this. There'll be plenty of room in the cover. And I don't necessarily want them all the same size anyway. Yeah, the ones on the outside often need a bit more give. So yeah, that's okay, that's okay. So that's 2 plain ones. Let's do this book page one next, because it is the size it is widthwise, I think. Let's fold it and see. And I can take that top bit off. That's my bone folder. Burning my fingers. So yeah, it's just a matter of trimming it to neatness. Yep. So I'm just amassing a pile of plainer ones to put amongst the fancy ones. Okay. So the straw paper it's strong enough to hang things on, but it's a lot finer than the other papers. But it's going to make really good journaling spots. Oh, that's not what we're going by, although it is about the same. Lovely colours, lovely browns and creams, and such a very, very different journal to the altered book. It feels like a completely different journal. We'll keep that bit, but it has exactly the same, not exactly the same, but many of the same images going in it. Of course, this one will have pockets and things on the pages, whereas the other one has, the pages have mostly made up the pockets. I've done that too big. It'll trim down. It'll trim down if it's too big. This one even feels a little bit slimmer, thinner paper-wise than that one. Yeah, let's trim it down now, because two lovely bits for the scrap, which are also bulging. We definitely need to get a scrap project done soon. Okay, 1, 2, 4. So we've got 5 plainish ones to go amongst all these fancy pants ones. It's a nice strong one, isn't it? So we know what the middle is. Let's start there. That's definitely the middle. So I'm feeling maybe that. Is that too plain? Yeah, I want something patterned, but not too patterned. Yeah, I don't want much, do I? That one's a little bit too plain. Ah, what about that? It's just that one, isn't it? Do I like it with that one? Just see if there's anything else. Yeah, I think this one is too orangey. No, I'm liking it with that one. Okay. I'll leave those two together then, I think, and put a what? Decisions. Put a lighter one in, I think. Yep. I'm loving these birds here. What's behind them birds? Oh, that's very orange. Yep, quite like those two together as well. Will that owl go in there? Yes. So now I'm thinking a plain one round the owl. This one. It's nice, but let's just look at the redder one. Yeah, I like the red one. I kind of knew I was going to. Bird. A squeaky table going on. Have some more of that, I think. And just put it together and then see. I can move things about then. That one. This one. I might have those birds at the front, really I'm loving them, so. And that one's a lot whiter than all the others, isn't it? So you can see they're all different sizes. Now I can trim them down and make them all one, but I don't know that I'm going to. Now let's have a look, see if we like what we've got. So yeah, I like the red of that against that. pumpkin. Of course this will have something on it to mirror that, so yeah, maybe even the envelope on there. Could put it on there as a sort of a tip out. Yeah, I think I need to fold that over on the I'll leave it in there. What's it called? The scorer. That's it, I got there in the end. Yeah, because you have to imagine these ones with stuff on them, you know, even though it's a little bit. And so I've got some nice pages in here with a lovely kit from Nanine and a bit of Edith Holden and a bit of Henry Terry. Again, that's quite a plain page, but we've got some lovely ephemera to put in. Loving that. And that will hold some nice big pockets, some nice strong pockets because it's card. Yep, I'm loving the basics. I'm going to do the back as well, but again that might have something on that page. Got that the right way up. Yeah, because the pumpkin's at the bottom. Yeah, I love the back of that file folder as well. Yeah, so I wasn't sure if I had too much straw paper in it when I got two out, but yeah, by the time we've put things on the plainer papers, it's quite a fatty. How many pages got? 1, 2, that's not 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, I do make them between about 13 and 15, so it's just got a couple of chunky bits in it, I think, hasn't it? Yep, okay, so that's what it will be like. That's how it's going to be sewn in. Untrimmed, I think. So this one is even less complicated than that. So that's like a kind of a red leather, which I quite liked for the inside. The other side is spotty, which is not really what I want. And this one is, yeah, I couldn't decide whether to go with the wood or not. So I'm thinking if I put the wood and leather together and then cut it to size, and then I'll decide. It's got scuffs on it and everything, yeah. Decide if I like it. I wasn't sure about the red, but there are some bits of red in here, aren't there? Yeah, there's some red leaves and some red berries, as well as the orange. There's lots of orange, but there are some touches of red. Yeah, let's make it and see. So, if you excuse me reaching a moment. Oh, no, because I can't. See what I mean, Caroline? I can't even reach the end of my table. I'm so tied up. Yeah, I think I'll just stick the whole thing together and then cut it to size. I usually do this with fabric tack because it gives me time to move it about, and it gives me a good, excuse me, I'm just unclogging the glue nozzle. It gives me a good hold as well. Right, that bottom one hasn't got the right way or the wrong way, has it? So I'm just going to put it on without anything under me, because I haven't got anything. Oh dear, opened that way too wide. I haven't got anything big enough, I was going to say. Right, I'm in trouble now. Oh gosh. That sure did come out, didn't it? Anyway, as I was going to say, I'm going to do it without anything under me because my mat's ruined anyway. Gosh. Sorry if I'm tapping the microphone. I've just got to work quick to move that about a bit. Sit there. And it's drying quick as well. Let's try a bit better than that. Yes, because if the edges are not quite glued enough, glitter will do it, but I'm going to sew around the edge anyway, so maybe I didn't need to go as close as I did then. And that spreader seems to do quite a good job with it. Oh, it's fun, I'll say that. It's gloopy. I think I might have to get it, yes, it's drying. I might have to get it stuck down, I think. So, it definitely dries quicker, I'm finding, than Fabri-Tac. Right, going for the wood. I nearly put the wood down then. Yeah, so with Fabri-Tac I could move it around once I've done it like that, so I'm hoping I can with this. That's done quite a good job so far. I got my cloth. Yeah. So I learnt a couple of videos ago not to use the brayer with this because it does literally squeeze the glue out the edges, which is not what I want. I want it in there. Okay, so I'll be back in a moment when I have sewn it. Okay, there we are. I won't go back there we are. Literally took me a couple of minutes just to sew around that, so it's still wet as it was. Yeah, I just trimmed this bit off on the big trimmer that takes the whole table. Put it somewhere near where I wanted it to be and just stitched around it. So yeah, that's going to fit in there easily. I'll probably score 3 lines down the middle just to give it a little bit for the bulk of this. But I have decided I'm not going to sew this in now because I want to go around the edge with gold. I want to paint the edge of it gold with my acrylic paint because I'm loving the gold. Oh, I'm squashing the pages there. I'm loving the gold on the autumn stuff. So that needs to be done when this glue's dry, and then I'll probably need to do one side then the other and let it dry, so I can't really do that with you guys. Yeah, but I'm loving that, loving the wood side, so I'm thinking that is probably going to be the outside. I'm not going to bend it until it's dry because, you know, I didn't turn the camera off and waited. I just turned the camera off, cut it and sewed, so it is still wet in there. But I am going to put some eyelets in it either side as a closure, because I'm going to put something like, it won't be this because this is, but something similar to this with the pockets. I've done this a few times either side. So I'd quite like now then, how can I do that with a hole in it as well, or do I need to make those first and then put the hole through that? Or I could do slimmer ones, couldn't I? Perhaps not that slim, but yeah, I'm definitely going to put these holes in because a lot of my journals I do just tie up round with lace, but I love the ones that have the proper holes with the seam binding or the sari silk through. So I'm definitely putting some on here just to ring the changes. So I've got a couple of copper ones there by the looks of it. Oh, somewhere there was one. I need to order some more of these. It's obviously my favourite colour. Because I think obviously they're going to be on this side, aren't they? Yep, so I know that that is the back side of the stitching actually, but that doesn't bother me at all. I might ink just on top of it once it's dry, just because you can see the little white dots from the paper inside, but that's not going to bother me either. But I am going to measure where I put my dots. Eyelets even. So we have got, sorry, it's too far away from me over there, sorry folks. 24 and not quite a half. We would have, wouldn't we? So as long as I do them both from the top. So shall I just do 13? No, 12 and a half. Yeah, let's just do 12.5 from both tops. Am I going to be able to find that again? And then hopefully it will fold straight. 12, that light's in my face, and a half there. Let's cut them while I can still see them. Going for the bigger one. Gosh, it has well gone 4 o'clock now, which normally used to be fine for me filming, but it's quite dark. I'm going to do this one as well while I still know where it is. Right, I've gone into the a bit close to the stitching there. I don't want to nick the stitching. Yeah, I've gone in quite a bit there. I mean, you know me, it hasn't got to be major perfect, but I don't like it to look extremely badly wonky. No, I need that. You need that, silly. So it has been a bit of a watch me cut up things video, I guess, hasn't it? We will get back to some proper doing some fun stuff videos, I promise. I'm really excited about the projects that are coming up, but this is the kind of stuff that needs to be done. I wish I could sew it in with you, but I really want that gold around the edge. I might sew it in next video with you if I can stop myself from putting it together, but I'm sure you'd much rather see all the embellishments go in and the ephemera. Yeah, so I'm still not convinced they're in a straight line, but I'm sure my eyes don't work in a straight line. Let's have a look. They absolutely are. Yeah, isn't that funny? Because that looks really wonky to me, but it's not. I obviously do have cockeyed eyes. Okay, so that's all I've got for you at the moment today, guys. So we will make the bits for the inside, we will sew it in, and we will embellish it. So if you like what you've seen, please give me a thumbs up. It'd be lovely if you could subscribe, but more than anything, I'd love to see you back again tomorrow. Have a lovely day, everybody. Bye bye.